and welcome to Your Heart New Truth First. Just like I did in Summerwell's Part 1, I want to remind everyone what is Hore astrology. We cannot talk about Hore astrology without talking about William Lilly. William Lilly was a 17th century English astrologer. He was known as the godfather of Hore astrology. Hore astrology is an ancient branch of astrology that in which an astrologer attempts to answer a question by casting a horoscope for the exact time at which a question was created and understood by the astrologer. My materials used to help support this reading include Pure Astrology flashcards purchased from www.pureastrology.ca. Please support their creations and check out their website. And the use of the website Skyscript by Deborah Holding, who uses traditional methods and aspects of William Lilly's astrological concepts in her work in this most informative website. In Part 1 of Summerwell's, I utilized a Hore astrology chart in order to first describe her physical living situation and environment. It also explored her physical appearance and her personality traits. In Part 2, I'm going to focus on where the moon is located in this Hore chart because the moon reveals what's missing. And also I'm going to look at where you seek other people involved if there's possibly the need to look for a perpetrator and involved with a victim. And for that, you look at House 7. So without further ado, I'm going to move on to talk about the moon. In this Hore chart, the moon, what is missing, was found in House 7. All right, so House 7 describes how you relate to others, your close personal relationships, marriage, contracts, lawsuits, commitments, and cooperation. Planets in the 7th house show how you love and how you relate to partnerships, including business and marriage. Pisces describes Summer and who she is with. Pisces represents two fish swimming in opposite directions bound by a cord. The dualism in its symbolism is a weakened principle because the fish strain against each other rather than support each other's motion. This adds an element to the way a Pisces thinks and acts, but it also suggests the ability to receive influences from multiple sources which tend to undermine self-will, give the capacity for rounded awareness and instinctive understanding of how gain in one area results from loss in another. All water signs relate to the direction north. Pisces specifically relates to northwest. The places that Pisces rule are primarily related to its watery element and include fish ponds, rivers, springs, water mills, water pumps, wells, marshy or watery ground, moats, springs, the ocean, and all places near to water inside or around the house. It also signifies monasteries or places of seclusion or retreat. One astrologer gave its rulership over holy places and abodes of angels. The colors, white and glittery colors, are associated with Pisces. Now we look to House 7 to determine if other people were involved. Other people were described by Pisces. Also, what direction are they now? We look to Pisces ruler Jupiter, which was in House 6 of work and health in Aquarius, with Saturn in that House 6 as well. House 6 represents health, your daily mundane tasks that you do every day, your everyday duties and responsibilities on your routine, your diet and your health, the daily maintenance of your body, your own self-improvement, caretaking, and volunteering. Planets in the 6th house signify quality of your work, health, and service to others. Jupiter describes the other people involves plan of action and more location information. Jupiter governs sweet or well-scented odors, Odors where the smell is in no way extreme or offensive. The colors of Jupiter are sea green or blue, purple, ash-colored, or a mixed yellow and green. Jupiter delights in or near altars of churches, in public conventions, synagogues, convocations, in places neat, sweet, in wardrobes, courts of justice, and like courthouses. Saturn. Saturn is sour, bitter, sharp savors, dark, sad, ashy colors, and black. The Saturn represents deserts, woods, obscure valleys, caves, dens, holes, mountains, or where men have been buried, churchyards, ruinous buildings, coal mines, sinks, dirty or stinky muddy places, wells, and houses of offices. Husbandman, which is an old-time word for farmer, but specifically person who cultivates the land. Clowns, beggars, day laborers, old men, fathers, grandfathers, monks, members of a sect, couriers, night farmers, miners underground, potters, broomsmen, plumbers, brickmakers, chimney sweepers, sextons of churches, bearers of dead corpses, scavengers, hostlers, carters, gardeners, ditchers, chandlers, dyers of black cloth, and herdsmen, shepherd or cow keeper. Continuing on, as I had said before, we looked at Pisces in house 7 of other people and found that since Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, we had to find Jupiter, and Jupiter was in house 6 with Aquarius. So now we look at Aquarius. Aquarius describes more about the other people involved. Aquarius means I am original. It's an eccentric person, unique, a humanitarian, friendly, detached, quirky, progressive, independent, a good listener, unpredictable, and a visionary. Aquarius describes more about other people involved. All air signs relate to the west. Aquarius relates to west by north. Aquarius, under the traditional rulership of Saturn, it has signification over land that has recently been dug. As an air sign, Aquarius relates to places that are high off the ground or above the general eye line. Outside, it signifies hills or land that is uneven or with eccentric skyline. In the 19th century, it was given signification over aviation, aeronautic experiments, and apparatus that relates to that. In the house, it signifies the roof, attic rooms, eaves, or places towards the upper part of the house or a specific room in the house. As the sign of the water bearer, it is also descriptive of locations near natural or man-made sources of water supply, fountains, or springs. It is traditionally said to signify vineyards or places near a little spring or conduct head. Inside the house, this would include taps, showers, and may extend to places where all water supplies emerge. It's associated with blue and sky colors. The symbol for Aquarius is the water bearer. The water bearer symbolically and eternally gives life and spiritual food to the world. The water from the vessel washes away the past, leaving room for a fresh new start. The sign of Aquarius is forward-looking and growth-oriented. This concludes part 2 of Summer Wells. However, I would like to go into a part 3. I like to look at house 5 because it rules children in Hora astrology. And also, I'd like to put some of all of these pieces together and see if we can come up with a little story of what maybe potentially could have happened to Summer. Thank you so much for listening, and I just wish you a great evening. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.